51. Let me start with a story that should terrify every single person watching this. A woman in Montreal was diagnosed with severe depression. Her psychiatrist told her to take a vacation, so she went away, posted a few photos on Facebook, and came home. A few weeks later, she got a letter. Her disability benefits were cut. The insurance company had found her vacation photos. They argued that if she was well enough to travel, she was well enough to work. Her psychiatrist said the trip was medically necessary, but the insurer didn't care. One photo cost her months of benefits. Now here is the number that will make your blood boil. According to industry sources, insurance companies are now monitoring social media more aggressively than ever before. And as one recent report noted, social media content can impact your claim for short or long-term disability compensation. In case after case, a single innocent post has led directly to a denial or termination of benefits. And the scariest part? You probably have no idea they are watching. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how insurance companies use your social media to build a case against you, the sneaky ways they can get your private posts, and the proven strategies to protect yourself without going offline. I will walk you through real cases where one photo destroyed a claim, reveal the 5 types of posts that trigger red flags, and give you a step-by-step plan to lock down your accounts before it's too late. This is not about paranoia. This is about protecting the benefits you paid for. Let me start with how this actually works. The moment you file any kind of insurance claim, personal injury, long-term disability, life insurance, critical illness, a red flag goes up. Within days of receiving your claim, adjusters and attorneys will search for your public profiles on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn. They are looking for anything that contradicts what you told them. And they are very good at finding it. Insurance companies do not just rely on what you post. In the world of long-term disability claims, insurers can and do monitor social media and conduct in-person surveillance of claimants. A single photo, an out-of-context video, or an ill-advised comment can be twisted by the insurer to prove you are not as disabled as you claim. Even if you have a doctor's note, even if your medical records are perfect, one conflicting image can outweigh all of it. Now here is the pattern interrupt that most people don't know. Insurers don't just look for obvious contradictions. They look for inconsistencies. If you claim you cannot walk more than a block and a friend tags you in a photo at a community event standing next to a chair, they will argue that you can stand for long periods. If you claim you cannot lift heavy objects and there is a video of you carrying a grocery bag, they will argue that you have functional capacity. The photo doesn't have to show you doing anything extreme. It just has to create doubt. And once there is doubt, they have leverage. Let me break this down into 5 segments. First, I will show you real cases where social media destroyed legitimate claims. Second, I will reveal the 5 types of posts that trigger red flags. Third, I will explain how insurers can access your private accounts. Fourth, I will give you the legal boundaries of what they can and cannot do. And fifth, I will give you a step-by-step action plan to protect yourself. Segment 1. Real cases where one post cost everything. The most famous Canadian case is Natalie Blanchard. She was a long-term disability claimant. Her insurance company cut her benefits after finding photos of her on Facebook at a restaurant, a bar, and a party. They claimed she was not as depressed as she reported. Her psychiatrist had actually recommended the social outings as part of her treatment. But the insurer cut her benefits anyway, and she had to fight for months to get them reinstated. Her only mistake was leaving her privacy settings open. In another case, a man claimed his back injury was so severe he could barely move. His insurance company found a photo of him lifting a box at his daughter's birthday party. The insurer used that single image to argue that he had exaggerated his limitations. His claim was reduced by over 50%. The photo was private, but one of his relatives had shared it, and the insurance company found it anyway. In the UK, an insurer challenged a personal injury claim after discovering the claimant had posted videos of himself boxing, directly contradicting his claim of debilitating injuries. The social media evidence provided vital evidence of dishonesty, and the claim was dismissed. The lesson is clear. What you post online is not just content. It is evidence. Segment 2. The 5 types of posts that trigger red flags. Type 1 is activity photos. Any photo showing you walking, standing, lifting, bending, driving, or doing anything physical. It doesn't matter if you only did it for 10 seconds. The insurance company will argue that if you can do it at all, you can do it for work. Type 2 is travel photos. A vacation photo is deadly to a disability claim. The insurer will argue that if you can travel, you can work. Even if your doctor prescribed the trip, they don't care. Type 3 is exercise or fitness posts. A photo at the gym, a treadmill selfie, or even a step count from your fitness tracker can be used against you. One claimant lost their benefits because their smartwatch showed they walked 5,000 steps on a day they claimed to be bedridden. The watch data was obtained by the insurer during discovery. Type 4 is social event posts. Photos at parties, restaurants, bars, weddings, or community events. The insurer will argue that if you can socialize, you can interact with coworkers. If you can sit at a restaurant, you can sit at a desk. Type 5 is comments and check-ins. Even your words can be dangerous. A comment like, "Feeling great today?" or "Finally pain-free" can be twisted to suggest your claim is exaggerated. A check-in at a location far from home can be used to argue that you are more mobile than you claimed. Here is the warning. According to legal experts, social media content doesn't have to explicitly contradict your claim to raise red flags. Insurers look for inconsistencies. If your medical records say you have depression and you post a smiling photo, they will argue the depression isn't severe. If your medical records say you have chronic pain and you post a photo of yourself cooking dinner, they will argue the pain isn't disabling. The bar for creating doubt is very low. Segment 3. How insurers access your private accounts. Most people think that if they set their profile to private, they are safe. They are wrong. Insurance companies have multiple ways to get your private content. Method 1 is direct review of public content. If any part of your profile is public, including your profile picture, cover photo, or bio, they can see it. They can also see your public posts, public comments on other pages, and public replies to public figures. Method 2 is access through friends and family. If your privacy settings are locked down, the insurer may look at the accounts of your friends, relatives, or spouse. If one of them posts a photo of you and tags you, or simply includes you in a photo without tagging, that content is now visible to anyone who can see their account. Many claimants have been caught by photos posted by someone else. Method 3 is request for access during litigation. If your claim goes to court, the insurance company can file a motion to compel production of your social media accounts. In many jurisdictions, courts have ruled that social media content is relevant evidence if it might contradict the claimant's testimony. As one legal source notes, the courts in Ontario have freely allowed information and documentation from social media to be used against injured parties. Once a court orders production, you must hand over your posts, messages, and even deleted content. Method 4 is third-party data brokers. Insurance companies purchase data from brokers who scrape social media, public records, and other sources. Even if you think your content is private, it may have been archived or shared in ways you cannot control. Method 5 is physical surveillance combined with social media. Insurers often hire private investigators to film claimants in public places. They then cross-reference that footage with social media posts to build a timeline. 1 week of posts showing you at home, combined with video of you carrying groceries, can be devastating. Segment 4. Legal boundaries. What can and cannot be done. In most jurisdictions, insurance companies have a legal right to investigate claims, and this can include reviewing publicly available social media content and conducting surveillance in public places. The Canadian Privacy Act and provincial privacy laws impose some limits, but they generally allow insurers to collect information that is relevant to a claim. Under the Privacy Act in Canada, insurers must develop and implement policies to protect personal information. But these laws are not designed to protect you from having your social media posts used against you. In fact, as one legal analysis points out, insurers have a legal right to investigate LTD claims, which can include reviewing your medical records, employment history, and even conducting surveillance. Your social media is fair game for legitimate investigation purposes. However, there are limits. Insurers cannot hack into your accounts. They cannot use deception to gain access to private profiles. They cannot compel you to provide passwords directly, although they can ask a court to order you to produce content. In the UK, insurers must provide all surveillance evidence they intend to rely on, not just excerpts that support their position. But those protections only kick in once litigation has started. By then, the damage may already be done. Here is the pattern interrupt that no one tells you. Even if you win your claim after a social media dispute, the process can take months or years. During that time, your benefits may be suspended. Your bills will pile up. Your credit may suffer. The insurance company knows this. They are betting that you will give up before you fight back. That is why prevention is so much better than cure. Segment 5. Your action plan to protect yourself. You do not need to delete your accounts. You just need to be strategic. Here is your step-by-step checklist. Step 1. Lock down your privacy settings. Set every account to private. On Facebook, set your default audience to friends only and limit past posts to friends. Turn off the setting that allows people to follow you. On Instagram, switch to a private account. On X, protect your tweets. On TikTok, set your account to private. Review your followers